Hello and welcome everyone back to the Dumbass class with me, the Dyslexic Gamer, and my players, Par 1. As usual, he will arrive soonish, shortly, hopefully. So, it's been a while. We may need a bit of a catch-up. So, our group have gathered round in the Raven Court Club, the club that they own. They are discussing what they need to do for the Founding Day celebration that is coming up in a mere 5 days' time. They've been running, brainstorming, ideas, bouncing them off of each other, going over things that need to be done. We've got to about midday as Winters, one of our resident tech priests, has had a portable, well no, the Cognite unit that was in the apartment has been moved downstairs. The comms console has also been moved downstairs by the servitors and tech priests for ease of use. Whilst the discussion has been going on, Winters and the other tech priests have been in communication with other individuals. As well as the Arbite and Tiffany, and I think there was someone, no, it was the Tiffany, the Arbite, and the Mechanicus members have all been on the comms arranging things. As a discussion from Ezio, an idea about working on the vehicles, doing upgrades, what is actually possible, what could be done. The tech priests begin murmuring to themselves in binary, that lovely language of theirs, as Winters is kind of daydreaming a little bit as she puts down the comms receiver, maybe making a note in her mind. A discussion will come up to Winters, snapping her back to reality about what can be done. Winters, this is where you basically let everyone know that you're going to undergo a blessing of the Omnisire, so you'll be out for the next... At this point, you don't know how many days. Of course, we all know. Got like one of the lowest numbers you could get. So it is left to... Oh no, it's only 2 tech priests at the moment, isn't it? Because VV's gone. Marvellous. So it's down to Jenny and the other one that no one likes. Festus. No, not Festus. Sorry, Venrir, the other tech priest. This does, however, start up a conversation between the rest of you, where weaponry is brought up. The group, maybe someone takes a moment to think of the poor gangers as discussion goes round about, okay, right, if we're going to get equipment for the gun cutter or the vehicles, we should upgrade our troops. So the rogue trader is contacted. I believe you also contacted Ludwig as well. And I think someone contacted Dodgy Dave, or you wanted to let him know that trouble was up. And that you may need some supplies. So by the afternoon,
Yes.
you've got your orders in. You've told the people who are supplying the goods, at the very least, that you need these things and to bring extras as you may need others. Your first day, or the first half of your day, goes by. Now, is there anything else you guys want to discuss? Most of your buying has been done. when the NPCs come to deliver your equipment, there will be extra things that have been brought along as well. And if there isn't, you'll have a second chance to do a load of purchasing when they're actually here. I know Darius may have wanted to speak to at least some of the group.
I'm just going through my ops order again. It was quite lengthy, I'll be honest. I'm also changing a profile picture real quick as well.
No worries, no worries. I can't believe I'm not going to get any head pats. I should get head pats, Jim. Jim, you owe me head pats. You do.
Oh. Aha.
Fine, if you actually hang on, where is? Oh, that's why. That's why.
It's a piece of
Jim,
a face. That Darius' new face.
You owe me head pats.
Big sad Darius.
I'd replaced all the tokens. There was no. I even kept them square the way you like them.
Thank you.
Oh my god! Wow.
What I say now, I didn't actually add the names like I did last time, so might have to do that later.
Oh well.
I forgot.
Oh yeah, buddy. Look at and be amazed.
Oh well. Shit. What did I want to say? Oh yeah. So oh, wait. Which bit were we on? So it's the end of the first, or towards the end of the first day. First bits are being ordered, arrived.
Yeah, you're just past lunchtime at this point.
Oh, okay.
Just to be sure,
Right.
you guys distributed the Mesh Fest that we had, right? Because we had 7 Mesh Fests to give around.
Between us?
That would be 7 Mesh Fests, 7 Mesh Gloves, and 7 Mesh Cows. So chest, arms, and
those
head.
were not handed out last time, Jim.
Okay. Just telling, because this is in my inventory, and this is, well, for the
Jim,
team.
Jim, you should have added it to the gun cutter inventory, which everyone has bloody access to, not your private one.
I forgot. Okay.
You're the
At
little
least
shit.
I finished it.
Terrible.
Where is the gun cutter? Where is the gun cutter?
The IOMN squirrel. It's under PC NPCs. I don't know why Albie called it that. He decided that.
Where the
was
fuck
best.
is the squirrel?
It's under the Raven Court.
There you go.
Tab.
Something a bit more recognizable.
The Flying Yeet. Yes, much better.
There you go. You remember those, don't you?
I do.
Glorious
I still have one under my bed in the base.
Hang on, under your bed where you detonated that bomb.
No, I detonated that bomb on the other side of the room.
Yeah, you did. You moved it. Okay.
Was it under my bed? So on the other side of the room, far away from my shit. I remember.
On a different bed.
Yeah.
Yeah, currently you've ordered 24 autoguns, 34 shields and swords. I believe you also bought some ammo as well, or I did mention ammo, and I'm pretty sure I heard someone mention
I think we did. Pretty sure we got ammo as well from like 2 or 3 magazines, I think it was. Oh, I can't even fucking remember. It's been a while. Right. Okay.
I transferred over the things that I had for the team.
Let's see. How many fighters and skirmishers do we have again? Skirmishers are the gunners.
You have 36. If you click on the character sheet, it will tell you the numbers underneath it. You've got 36
60
fighters,
in total, 20. Yep.
And the skirmishers.
24 skirmishers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Their equipment hasn't been updated, but their numbers are correct.
No, that's right for now. Oh boy. Okay. Right. We'll break them down into teams as what do you call it later, but for now should be obvious, but our team, so me, Liliana, Winters, Ezio, Mordecai. I was going to include Jenny, but Jenny's probably going to be some more support character for now. So the four of us, including, the five of us, including Tiffany, are going to be the beastly alpha team. As it should have been expected, possibly taking one or two more gang members with us just for auxiliary support.
Sounds good.
So there is 6 of us in that.
There we go. My order of importance. Glorious.
Jesus Christ. What the fuck? Hey, left or right? What the fuck is this? Okay, so Alpha, that's us. Was going to be another strike team. I think Tyrus, Flame, because Costella's a support character. I don't think I can trust Noella with frontline duties, to be quite honest with you. Marius is too wounded to be frontline, to be quite honest with you. I would prefer him to be defense regardless. So we might just fill the rest of their team out with gangers.
Marius will have 5 full days of healing, plus yesterday I think he was able to heal as well. So
I still think
a lot of his wounds should be gone, considering you've got a best quality hospital bed that you guys that he can nip into, get scanned, get treated, have all the drugs that he needs, and then go and lie down in his own bed. He's getting at least a baseline HP of 2 to 3 a day. So he will be useful. He might not be full HP. Oh, actually, hang on a minute. No, he will be full HP, because he can just use a couple of fortune points a day to heal up.
Alright. So put Marius in with Beta. Put Festus there as well. While usually he might be a bit more support, I think he can actually assist with that, especially if, from what I recall, or from what I'm gathering, Bravo or Beta are basically going to be going to somewhere very close by if shit hits the fan. We're the ones going in the gun cutter. So, and the rest of them are going to be left on defense. I'll put Jenny, Venera, Noella, Costella, as well as a majority of the gangers on defense in Gamma.
Darius, roll awareness.
No, I know about Dariel. Dariel's auxiliary.
Damn it, I should have put it on the GM.
What about your sister?
No, I remember. See,
Your sister is taking
Again.
residence in the boys' cryo chamber.
do we still have that cryo chamber?
It's on the
No, we
ship.
don't.
on the ship.
It's on the ship.
It's on the Rogue Trader ship.
See, I would either take her with me or put her on defense. She does have leadership expertise, which I think the defense team really needs, to be quite honest with you.
Can she handle Noella though? Because Nutella is a bit cuckoo.
Nutella is nuts. And
No,
also
that's why she's
Piker.
under the that's why she's under the purview of the rest of the team. So essentially, it's Kathleen and Jenny that are in that team. The rest of them are all support. Costello being a scribe can get us information. Noella being a telepathica, and potentially a fucking telepathetic. Hopefully, will be of some support. Venera? Is it Venera or Venaris?
Benria.
Venria. Venria can take up a support role as well through the use of cogitate devices, as well as whatever uplinks and such we can. Dariel, I had initially intended him to be, basically an auxiliary, helping out wherever he can. He'll probably take a more priority role in scouting and any mini ops we need to do on the build up. He'll either float between beta and gamma, though. I think I don't think he'd be able to come with us. So shit, what was the other one? What the hell's that other tech priest called? She's on support as well.
The
Ceres.
Helpy. Not Eris.
Ferris.
Ceres Victoria.
Ceres.
She's down in the
Ceres. She's
Underhive
on
at the
support
moment.
as well. Yeah, she's already in her position. We can move the other support ones to her if need be, or to another location if need be.
Have I already stuffed the World Warden inside the Raven Court? I do not remember.
No, they have been informed.
We haven't got them up yet.
That they need to move out, and they are preparing their things. Much like the Poison Kiss have been informed that trouble is going down, and that Ceres may want to pop in for a visit or to give you guys a call. And the secret police have been informed that obviously something's going down, but more importantly, you handed off a copy of the evidence that Sam Abbott, one of the other nobles,
Sam Albert,
is up to no good and is needing to be investigated.
I'll be back in just 2 seconds.
So, I would probably say it's Tech Use or Aeronautica. I know it's strange, but you asked to work with Ceramite. So, there.
Aeronautica?
It's an advanced material. Like, you're basically doing something with a ceramic. But remember, so it's not a straight up ore like steel. As far as I'm aware, ceramite is a composite material. So
that's fair. I asked that one because sculptor is used to create stone, metal, and other products of imperial edifices.
yeah, like I could see that being with gold or precious materials. But where this is
Ceramite's
ceramite,
used in everything, by the way.
I'd
Ceramite's used for
imagine that you're
literally everything.
You're using blowtorches. You're using industrial equipment to get it hot enough to then. I don't know. For some reason, I hear ceramite. I don't link sculpting together with ceramite.
I know. There is no jeweler under trade, so I asked.
Ceramite's ceramic.
Yeah,
Ceramite's
yeah,
ceramic.
yeah.
Ceramite's a ceramic material.
Yeah, it's a
Like
it's a
pottery.
composite ceramic.
Yeah.
Is what it's from the book. So I don't see you being able to sculpt it like you would gold, clay, anything. You know, so you would need to use specialist equipment. That's why I said aeronautica, because there you'd be using high tech machinery to fabricate things, to create things. I would say tech use is also one that you could use for it, because again, fabrication. If you know how to use a lathe, for example, then I'm sure you could do it on a lathe, and then use, I don't know, a high intensity mono sculpting knife to carve into the ceramite to do, you know, flourishing things. But none of that sounds like like carpet, like sculpturing. You know what I mean?
So should I get? Because sculpting is one that is good for trading, but should I get, instead of what you said, should I get trade shipwright then? Use the design, upgrade, and manufacture quite capable vessels. Would that be more in line? Because aeronautica isn't that for flying?
No, that's just for. I don't think it's for just for flying. I think it's the
Because that's operate, right?
No,
That's a different skill.
I'm pretty sure that's the one. Hang on, let me have a look, because that's the one that you need to work on highly technological things.
That's Technomat to
Oh, sorry,
maintain and repair technological
Technomat.
devices.
Sorry, Technomat.
Yeah.
Or Techno,
Should I get Technomat then?
Yeah,
Technomat more for actual.
Dude. If you had asked
No,
to make like, please don't ask me a question. I'll give you my opinion on it. But
I'm
you're trying to
sorry,
make jewelry out of stop going after the minutiae of
my
it.
bad. I'll grab Technomat.
I don't know. Oh, fuck's sake. So yeah, like you could do it with that. So you have your strike teams, your operating teams set up. When it comes to your gangers, you can basically assign them as and where you need. If you want to assign like the Wild Wardens to your base, then I guess, you know, do that before. Well, no, I suppose you can assign the Wild Wardens as and where you need. It's just no, that actually, I don't know why I thought that might be a problem. No, that
The
should be fine.
main bulk of the Wild Wardens are going to be probably on defense. When I get a hold of the named characters, I'm probably going to.
And it's
They're
basically
either going to
Alucard.
come with us or be spread into the defense team.
And it's basically Alucard, and the three actual guardsmen.
Alucard, Amy. Hang on, I actually have it here.
I mean, Amy has a character sheet. I think it's Thomas.
Yeah.
As the guy with the tentacle
Alucard,
arm.
Amy, Johnny, and Edward.
Oh, Johnny. And Edward's the old guy, the staff sergeant. They're the named characters. The rest of them are just the NPCs. Yeah. Again, you can assign them as and when you need, really. So was there anything else you guys wanted to go over before you start doing roles for crafting things and moving on through the days?
Can I get can I ask Dariel to go out searching for, or not searching, but scouting for basically plotting a route from here to the nearest available service elevator, or stuff like that. The fastest possible route that avoids congestion, stuff that kind of stuff.
Sure.
he should be
He
able to
can
find
do
something a
that.
bit more on the ground rather than just looking at a map.
Sure, he can do that. That is possible. Okay, so as you move on into your evening, it's probably a couple of hours. No, it's got to be at least a couple of hours. Go by probably about 3 hours. So you're around 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, when a surgeon would appear at the entrance to your club. Obviously, being told to enter, even though it says closed outside. He has the regalia of the Emperor's Profiteer. He hands over his ident chit to the barmaid, who's probably been allowed back in by now. His ident reads checks out properly. She calls up Winters to inform Winters that the surgeon has arrived. Unfortunately for Marius, he's kicked out of the bed, as you're hot bunking at the moment. As Winters goes into the bed. I would imagine. Yeah, no, the other tech priests have probably gone off at this point and are working on plans and diagrams for work that could be undertaken to the vehicles. So Winters, we've already done the rolls. You know this is going to come up a success. You spend the next 2 days recovering as you learn to manipulate your new blessing. You can undertake your actions again on the 3rd day.
I am happy. It's good.
So as we go back a little bit in time, this is pretty much when you guys have all gone off to do your separate things. Ezio hearing from the tech priests that some time needs to pass. They need to address the machine spirits. Kind of sighs a little and then goes off and begins training the gangers, running them through their paces. He seems to be teaching them a few things. I'm not sure. I imagine it's the first day, so maybe Liliana is also assisting with the training of the troops. Perhaps Darius is as well. Ezio seems to be quite persistent in you acquiring sandbags and building barricades and so forth. It's a bit eccentric at times. He's a good shot. You can't believe him do his business. A few hours later, Dodgy Dave appears with a shit ton of sandbags and refuse from the underhive to fill the sandbags with. The gangers are not impressed.
We don't pay them to be
Well,
impressed.
Yeah.
You don't really pay them.
They're being taught. They're being taught whether they like it or not. The basically grit sandbags shit. We'll get them set up in such a way for not defensive positions, but just for training purposes of the fastest way to hoist them, how to move them, using team tactics to move them. So passing from one person to another, that kind of shit.
Oh no, Ezio has taken this onto his stride.
Oh, okay.
He is teaching them how to make barricades to secure the surroundings.
Fair enough.
Apparently, he wishes to fortify this position, brother.
Oh no.
So yeah, as I imagine, you take the groups off into, because they're already in 2 different groups anyway, melee and ranged. So you kind of take one group off. Perhaps it's you and Liliana assisting with doing a bit of melee or a bit of pistol work, and you kind of look over at the ranged groups as they're filling sandbags, building guard locations and shooting spots. It's like, okay. I may have to get
I mean, it's
Ezio
going to be
roll
important.
a charisma fellowship roll to see how well that goes. So, for any of you who literally wrote down that you were just going to assist team members, you're assisting Ezio with his things. So yeah, Dodgy Dave has appeared. This is also a chance when you can pass off a bit more information that you couldn't pass off via Vox. Is there anything in particular you wanted from Dodgy Dave, or to tell him? Did you want him and Mary moving up here and closing up shop, or are you just telling him, look, be on your guard, close, watch the founding at home behind locked and barricaded doors, stuff like that?
Well, see him coming up wouldn't be the worst idea.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, first things first, is there any gear and stuff you want to get off them like that way? We'll do that first, and then we'll do information after.
I think all the gear I want is...
Keep in mind, Dodgy
not
Dave
from him.
cannot provide anything of military value.
Yeah.
No.
So I'm gonna skip this. Does anyone want anything? He doesn't have much for you guys at this point in time.
Yeah.
The tech
No, that's
priests
fair.
ask about a few materials for certain upgrades. Dodgy Dave agrees. He'll send up some stuff that's in their spec of what they want. But yeah, he's got no guns or any ammo or anything that you guys would be like, yes, we need this off you.
Okay. So what do you think? Well, get him to move up slowly.
Yeah,
Like,
get him to make his way up.
there are things happening behind the scenes that are getting a bit dangerous, and for you and your wife's protection, we would prefer that, if not today or tomorrow, but over the next day or 3, make your way up, and you'll be given residence here until the danger blows over.
He looks a bit shocked at this, and all right, Darius. I know you guys. We go way back, and we Dodgy Dave. We've done things. If you say that shit's going down, well, I'll tell Mrs. Dave that it'll be like a little vacation. We're going up Hive, aren't we?
Yeah, exactly.
Going up in the world, finer foods and drinks. He gives you a little wink, and a cheeky grin.
with a bit of a sigh and a smirk, yeah. We'll see what we can lay out for you when you're up, but just for your own protection, we'll make sure you're all right.
No, he agrees. He's not quite sure what's going on, but he takes your word for it, and him and Mrs. Dave will make their way up high.
You can always say, just a nice little vacation, a little bit higher up in the hive, just for the founding. Just till the founding's over, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, no, he agrees. The reception will be far better up here, and like he said, better food and drink and so on.
Dave, some of the the vid relays and vid screens and such in the lower hives and area. You don't by any chance know where they're getting their power from, do you?
He scratches his head for a while, and well, I mean, a lot of folk just get someone who knows a thing or two. He looks around to make sure there are no tech priests anywhere in the vicinity. Who can hack into the power grid. They don't do it with all the bells and whistles, of course, but apparently, you clamp a wire on here, you clamp something about blue wires, red wires, not sure about the rest, but yeah, think about that. So, yeah, if they're not getting it off the grid officially, then it's just hacked in main style.
Is there any like main area where people would go to?
Not really. I mean, there are wires, electrical conduits that run all over the place, aren't there? So you just got to find yourself an electrical conduit, someone who knows the right people, the right techniques, so on, and enough wire to reach your abode.
All right. Thanks. Oh. Anyway, I think that's everything then. Unless you want anything else.
No, he is all done. He has delivered his things and come up to see you all in person. So he bids you farewell, and says Mrs. Dave will be looking forward to it.
Okay.
Says the air will be much cleaner up here, far less polluted.
Ooh. Real question is now, do you remember her voice?
It's exactly the same. You never see them in the same room at the same time.
No, she weren't
Depends on
exactly
where
the
you
same. No, she
They're
weren't
not the
exactly
same
the same.
person.
There was a little bit different. She's a little bit higher. He's a little bit lower. But it's a little bit difficult to have them in the same room at the same. Oh, they do sound very.
They were
very
in the same
similar.
room at the same time at one point. Don't worry.
Damn it, Waldo.
They're not the same
Ruined it
person.
for me.
They're just wearing different hats every time.
Slight inflection. They may be related. You're not sure. So. So as Winters is being operated on, a strange man delivers some things. A few hours on, was there something else that was meant to happen? So about probably about 5-6 o'clock, when you guys who have been training are also feeling kind of hungry. It's about time that you guys went and got some lunch as well, or some dinner. We go back. So whilst you guys are doing your training, Mordecai gets on the comms. He puts in an order with the venerable rogue trader, Jack Briston von Roy. I think he's got some.
Sounds right.
I think he's got some other titles, but the captain of the Emperor's Profiteer. Unfortunately, Mordecai, you get through to his servant. No, it's not
Seneschal.
Seneschal, that's the one. You get through to his Seneschal. The items you've asked for. Some can be provided, others not so much. He starts going off some things to you, and you're just like, what's a Mark III? What's a Mark V? You're not quite sure. And he, there's a bit of a sigh as he says he will send down a variety so you can see them and know what you're buying. The first two items on your list, he cannot help you with. He knows of them, which is very surprising for the first one. Maybe less so for the second. But they just don't have the materials in stock. Whilst the prayers parchments you could get, that's not so much an issue. It's the other parts that they just don't have access to. The grenades, he can only provide half of them, so that's perfectly fine, just half. He'll send you down a selection of las guns. They do not have any man portable las, heavy stubbers, or auto cannons. Well, hang on, they do have one. No, they do have some, but they're used for ship defense. And the
Who ordered a multi? What?
And the seneschal is not prepared to offer up things that are there for the ship's defense. He does begrudgingly say if you insist, he will, because if you insist, that means he has to go and ask the rogue trader, and pretty much the rogue trader will say yes. So you'd be able to get a shot cannon, which is a heavy weapon, but it's primarily designed for ship-to-ship boarding defense, rather than heavy suppression, laying down of fire.
Yep, that's all right.
Sure, he informs
It was more
you.
a wish list than anything.
He informs
So,
you that he'll send down the items. They should be with you late this evening, early tomorrow. Did you insist on a heavy weapon, or were you okay?
I'd insist on at least one.
Okay. So one Navy shot cannon gets sent down as well.
Oh boy. That's a solid projectile, isn't it?
Yes. Oh, hey,
Albie,
Albie.
mute yourself while you're in the car, damn
What's
it.
Hello there. So,
what the fuck is that?
as we move on,
Shot cannon.
a couple of hours. This is about the time when you all Ezio finishes showing the gangers how to build barricades and fill sandbags. Darius and Liliana also return from the training halls, because apparently you have one of them now. As you go and get your dinner, you see that Mordecai has arrived back. There is no Winters about, but the tech priests are discussing some things. As Ezio walks through the door, probably. Oh God! Without.
Just so you know, Albie's currently on the train.
Okay, no worries then, dude. No worries. We'll pick that up in a bit.
Though he did say Daka Daka Daka.
Good. Excellent.
Can you guys understand me?
Oh, very quiet,
Hello.
Albie.
Is this better?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Go on there.
Are you in the toilet by any chance?
We can hear
No,
you.
I'm
We just can't
currently-
understand you.
I'm currently on my train going home
Oh, okay.
for the upcoming 2 hours, so apologies.
Jesus, man.
That's rough, buddy.
So, Ezio, as you come up to have your evening dinner, Jenny would probably talk to you rather than Venrir, the other tech priest. So Jenny basically tells you that for the vehicles, there's only one upgrade that they can think of that might help, and that would be to equip a dozer blade to the Torok heavy, the Torok truck.
Okay, then
Sorry,
I
the
will ask
Hecator.
her to do that. I would also ask her about adding armored plates for small arms. Now, like a sheet of metal or two. So we convert them in some smallish arms. They shoot with pistols or the like. That is a bit better than the paper sheet aluminium.
So, whilst Jenny takes this on board, Venrir seems very opposed to the idea, given that it is not a machine that is meant for combat. There's some wiggle room. We need Winters back to kind of bully Venrir. Jenny gives you a knowing nod that yeah, you can do something to help with small arms, for sure, on the Hector auto carriage. The gun cutter, he tells you there's only a couple of upgrades that can be done. The long-barreled autocannons, she doesn't think you'll be able to get them on world. The servitors, to make the co-pilot twin-linked heavy bolters, that would turn them into automated gun turrets. So the servitors would do the shooting themselves. That can be done. You just need to acquire the servitors to do it, to be installed.
I don't suppose manual control would be possible.
It can be done. It just needs the combat servitors to be acquired. So it'd just be a monetary expense. Again, the rogue trader of the Emperor's Profiteer would be able to provide that sort of thing. And then time to install it.
Works for me.
So I think there is one other upgrade for the gun cutter. It's the reinforced hull. That's the other one that can be. I don't know where it is. I think it's on the other one. So yeah, the reinforced hull. That's another upgrade for the gun cutter. It will. Oh, hang on. No, never mind. It's already got it. Never mind. It's already got it. But yeah, they tell you it will take a couple of days to manufacture the dozer blade, and then a few hours to get it installed onto the Hector auto carriage.
The Hector is the van people, right?
It is the truck that you have. It's not the classic one. It's the one that can carry 8 people plus a driver and oh yeah, plus driver, I guess.
Driver and co-pilot.
Yeah,
Or it's driver plus 7.
No, I think it is co-pilot. I think that is what it says. No, sorry, it's just driver. So it has hang on, why does it say carry capacity 5, but then it says over here that it's 8. Maybe it is. Maybe there is a. I don't know. I may have written that, but it can carry 8, so it's 9. It's 9 with. It's 9 with. Oh no! Sorry. Hang on a minute. Any Hector can replace its enclosed trait with the open top trait, increasing it to 8. Okay.
Yes.
That's the one. Okay, so no, it is 5 then. It was correct. Yeah, you get a driver plus. So 6 in total, because you've got a driver plus 5 in the back. It's made open top. If it's made open top, you can stand 8 in the back, apparently.
I believe that's actually what we have. I don't even remember what we're doing with this thing.
Oh no, these are all
I know it's our
things
personal
that Ezio has put forward. So
Yeah.
you have the Hector auto carriage, which is your main truck type vehicle. The other ones you haven't really decided what to do with, which is the next one of the next ports of call. Jenny asks what the fuck you're doing with these other vehicles, like in the garage. Like, are we maintaining them? Are we keeping them?
I would say up armor them, see if don't mount any guns, so I would say up armor them and use them as getaways.
Oh no, so
scouting.
this is the classic vintage truck
Yeah,
from the guild.
I'm talking about
and
the classic
sports car.
vintage truck. When did we get a sports car?
the same time.
And we,
At the
when
exact
we
same time.
looted
Yeah.
the mansion.
Remember
Oh,
when it
Josh,
took
that
you
was
like
the
2 days
vintage
to get
car.
back to base? And it took Eris
Yes,
8 hours?
I know. I thought the classic vintage car thingy was the one I drove, and then you have the truck, and then you also had that the other one we acquired earlier.
Yeah, the Hecaton is the one we already had. Oh, sorry. The Hecaton is the one we already had.
Yes.
Also, the
And
flying
then-
yeet is probably not the best thing to call this sheet, considering it has all your vehicles on it. I did notice that just a moment ago. I was like, hang on, all your vehicles are
How
on
many
here.
vehicles? Why all?
3. Your bike is still not on there.
Just write the
hell is
yeets then.
There you go.
I'm blaming the people that got the vehicles.
Hey, someone
what?
wanted to buy themselves a motorbike, you know? Well, I'll tell you what.
Where
You
the hell
guys
is
have
my
a
bike though?
you guys have a quick discussion about what you want to do. If you want to up armor the other vehicles as well and modify them. I'm gonna go get myself a quick drink. 1 minute.
Oh, my bike's on my in my own sheet. That's why.
I thought we were selling the vintage car.
Yeah, I thought we were selling most of the
I think.
expensive shit.
Yeah,
The vintage, not the vintage car. I thought we were selling the other one.
the sports car we're definitely selling because it's worth a fucking fortune. I think both of them are actually worth quite a bit, but the sports car especially is worth a fortune.
Yep. I do have trade commerce. Maybe I can upgrade the price.
Selling the sports car to get the thrones for our purchasing equipment and everything else might not be bad. The van could be used as transport potentially, but it's slow as balls. The Hecaton is going to be used basically by beta team essentially if they need to actually travel somewhere quite farther between.
Yep.
And of course we have the gun cutter, so the gun cutter is the main one for us.
I have returned. Ooh, I need that closer. There we go.
Okay.
So,
What
are we
thing is
doing?
we need to get the wild warrants up. So you guys okay with that? We sell the sports car.
Yep.
I have
Sell
trade
this one.
commerce. I can see if I can make a bigger
One
profit
question:
on it.
to whom will we sell it? Will we sell it to the rogue trader or someone else?
Probably the rogue trader. The rogue trader will probably appreciate the most.
Okay, so you decide to sell it. You basically send a word to the rogue trader. So the Seneschal was really pissed now because he has to come down and evaluate something. Great. He basically tells you that it's too late for him to come down tonight, so he'll come down tomorrow. Thus, your other items from him will come down tomorrow.
Can I actually add something to that?
In the meantime,
Sorry, what was that?
can I start polishing the car in the meantime?
Sure. I don't see
Want to
why not.
polish the car?
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Okay. So Ezio's going to spend the next like 3 hours going over, cleaning the car, getting it ready for sale. Okay. Ezio, you gain 1 corruption as you spend 3 hours cleaning a car that has many lewd things all over it. That so the hood ornament is already a sexy lady doing lewd things to herself. Legs open in the air. It's quite the sight for a hood ornament. You know, her head is facing towards the windscreen, legs up. Quite the magnificent piece of artwork. But then as you go in like around the steering wheel, it's just a link of men and women doing lewd things to each other, different sexual positions that you have to sit there and polish the wood, you know, going over all the little nodules and little bumps and grooves and the steering wheel.
Oh, that tries to work.
As you go down to polish the chrome of that, you're like, well, this is a very weird looking flower. And as you look down and you see that, oh, the sides, they open up and, oh, there's a go faster button that as you start opening and closing the button on the, you're like, is that really a flower? No, it's not. It's a lady's ghibli bits. So yes, there's many items all over this this sports car that are incredibly lewd and corrupting. So 1 corruption for you. As we go back a few hours before the lewd polishing started. So Winters is recovering at the moment, and this is more your personal time. So maybe Darius is talking to his sister in their room. Perhaps this is time when Liliana and Tiffany are alone in their room. And perhaps it's a time when Mordecai is alone in his room. So are there any roles anyone would like to do as they are alone?
Oh, sorry. Real quick. Could I add on to that with the Seneschal? I need a best quality microbead.
Sure.
Cheers. I don't think I added it to my shopping list. So I'll just purchase one. What do you call it?
Mountain?
Sorry about that.
Performance?
Oh god.
I'm joking. I need to do the crafting. I think that's 1d5 hours. I think it's page 98 of the PDF, the crafting table.
I'm sorry, are you talking about crafting now? That'll be tomorrow, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
The
That'll
rogue
be
trade.
tomorrow? Okay,
Yeah,
then
the
I'll
rogue.
put it-
Unless you got the material off the gun cutter, then I could retcon that you didn't
No.
train the troops.
My apologies. That's for tomorrow now. Sorry.
Okay, yep, not a problem. I needed a character sheet. There it is. Oh, hang on. I need to. Jim, you no longer have access to the other Tiffany sheet. Don't question it. You always have access to Tiffany 0.1 or whatever it is, 0.2.
What was that? You removed access to the other Tiffany?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, damn, you're almost there, and just at the last hurdle you fumbled. Good job. I think that's actually worse than a critical. Because you almost did it.
It's more
That's
painful.
one off. That is so fucking annoying.
Tiffany looks longingly at that device.
Using it hasn't been sanctified. Actually, let me
Really,
do
no, I
something.
don't care.
Hold on. There is something that I do need to do.
Plus 20, Jim, if you use the device.
God fucking.
There's definitely a god fucking you right now, but
Come on, Jim. Plus
not
20.
one of the good ones.
Plus 20 if you use the device.
Not using the device. A chick was dead attached to it. That
No,
needs to
don't get me
be
wrong.
cleaned
It's
and
been,
sanctified.
don't get me wrong.
You
it's
haven't even
been
fucking cleaned it yet.
No. It would have been cleaned. Because you've gone through the equipment. Like Tiffany's wearing some of the rings taken from that house, you know. She's like the items have been cleaned and sterilized. She's a scummy hive girl, but she's not that scummy. You want that plus 20, Jim?
No, not doing it.
Do
You
it.
would have got an 8 if you fate pointed it. And then a 2.
You
I know, but how the fuck would I know? I rolled first a 51 to the 96. I had to do it.
I think, Jim, you may be a bad lover. I think you may be a bad lover.
Oh man.
What was the Cynicians for?
To check if there's still walking shit on the sex lines.
Motherfucker! Motherfucker!
See?
Tiffany
You're
fails.
also dissatisfied.
Tiffany fails to. No, Tiffany was trying to persuade Liliana to use the machine.
It's just one off everywhere.
What did you roll for it? Toughness? No, you don't have 50.
Toughness?
You don't have 50 toughness. You just roll.
No, that's performance. Performance fellowship.
Oh, you did roll fellowship. Okay, never mind.
My fellowship
Okay,
is
hang on.
exactly 50.
Hang on. So Tiffany failed to persuade you to use the device. Let's give Tiffany a roll to see if she takes control. If it's because it's just fellowship. You know.
Oh boy.
I don't like where this is going.
Tiffany succeeds. Oh, you feel even worse now. You're laying there feeling satisfied as Tiffany is looking unsatisfied. It's terrible. You have lover's guilt now. Okay.
God damn it.
So, day 2 arrives. It's glorious. It's wonderful. Winters, you're still recovering. However, as those of you who have tasks that you are... Oh, hang on. Before we do that. Aldo, are you sure you don't want to do any rolls?
Oh, I was waiting for people to stop talking. I didn't want to talk over what was currently going on.
I was like, I'm about to skip. I was meant
Oh,
to
you
do
didn't want to
something. It's
join
like,
in?
No, I was waiting. I would like to research my books, please, for some information.
Oh god.
So, what book are you looking at here?
So on the first day, I'll keep my promise. I'll just search through I think it's the Liber Demonica, which is the good one, not the chaosy ones yet. For any details on summoning that it may have / contain.
So what you have is an imperial book on demonology. That basically gives you the imperial sanctified knowledge that helps you combat demons. It tells you next to nothing about summoning demons or how to summon demons. There's not even a drop of information on that particular front.
Or like keeping them contained, or
It does,
controlled.
however, go into great detail about containing demons, destroying demons. What's the thing that Catholic priests do? Crazy people. Exorcisms. Shows you how, tells you the imperial techniques for exorcisms, and if it has to do with stopping a demon. The Imperial book gives you like not really detailed knowledge, but gives you all the knowledge you need to then put into practice to adapt for other demons, and for like it might tell you exactly how to stop a Nurgling from being summoned into a room, but would tell you quite specifically every demon. You can do a generalized demon ward, which is okay, or you can do a very specific demon ward, which is amazing against specific demons and demonic gods. As for like binding demons, the only types of binding that it would press upon would be more those that are already bound. So if, for example, you come across a world and there are some strange things, you might learn from the book, or you might have learnt from the book that, okay, a demon has been bound here. You can see that there are Imperial markings that give you the knowledge to know, okay, something has been bound on this world, it's being placed under multiple layers of locks, or you might get to a lost tomb where it has Imperial iconography, glyphs, and so on and so forth, runes. And you would know, okay, this area is like there's a demon entity bound here. But it doesn't, again, even press upon the idea of being able to bind and control. That is completely heretical and not in this book. You went to the wrong area of Imperial demonology.
I went to the less radical side, I'm aware. It's still useful information because I can adapt some of the knowledge I've gained into helping me with other stuff anyway. So it wasn't a lost cause either way. I'm keeping my promise for at least the first day. But yeah, I think I'll make special note of like the warding stuff. Definitely, because that will come in handy.
Sure, by all means, you can do that. So that will be basically your evening of proper alone downtime spent, where you're doing research. Fortunately for everyone, they all seem to be busy enough where no one's wandering freely. I don't need to make any rolls of hearing any sad, depressed noises.
Any insanity driving noises?
I mean, what
really.
is the sound of disappointment?
Just ask my ex.
Oh, poor Liliana. Poor Liliana.
So,
hang on. If we're not doing much during the night and everyone's doing stuff there, yeah. No, I'll leave it. I'll just rest the first night then. Never mind.
Okay, so as the second day comes about, you all wake up. Perhaps at this time you're waking up at the same-ish period, having your breakfast as usual. You know. Again, you'd notice that Winters isn't here. Winters doesn't actually have a personalized servitor, so perhaps you see the servitor walking off with a plate of food. At one point, so I'm trying to screw on my vaporizer tank whilst talking, multitasking, not working. But yeah, Winters is still not around on the second day. As we move through the second day, you get about again lunchtime before someone arrives at the club. Your club says outside that it's closed, but it's like undergoing cleaning for Founding Day celebration. Like, there's a reason that it's closed.
Renovations.
Yeah. Grand opening on Founding Day. This sort of nonsense. That the Seneschal from the Rogue Trader turns up. He has 4 servitors that walk in a 2x2 train behind him. Each servitor has had its arms, so they've all been retrofitted to have servo claws that are holding big. They look an awful lot like coffins. Not gonna lie. They are obviously arms crates, but they are the Rogue Trader's personalized ammo crate. So they don't look like your standard. Your standard guard wouldn't know that these are filled with guns. They're all fancy looking. His servitors look immaculate. Like the death masks that they wear are sculpted into, like, they are truly beautiful beings, whoever they were who died and had the masks taken. They don't look bulbous or out of place, or everything is internal. They look like sculpted humans, big burly humans, but they almost don't give off the sense of servitors in their actions and movements. These are clearly the finest grade, as even when they walk, their feet seem to have hydraulics in them. They'd be wearing shoes, are cushions, so even their foot tread is quieter. The Seneschal himself is a fairly tall, slender man. He's not particularly thin, but he is slender he seems to keep his appearance trim and neat. Today, he has a purple wig on. His face is half powdered white. He is smoking a low stick through a smoking pipe, but the low stick's smoke appears to change colour as he waves it through the air. Maybe it's how the light hits the smoke particles that it changes its hue and colour, and it almost looks as if it dances to the air that he's making as he moves his hand. Everything about him is just eccentric, yet of the finest quality. He is wearing a white with gold and black trimmed suit, yet it has the Admiralty kind of pauldrons on the side, on the shoulders. I think that's probably enough about his appearance to let you know what he looks like as he smiles to greet you all after be letting past the servants. You notice that his teeth have been replaced with pearl white ivory replacements. It's almost like shiny grill as he smiles. And I need to get up the VIPs. So as he is as you're, when he asks who should be called, he basically says, well, obviously Darius needs to be here, Mordecai needs to be here, Liliana needs to be here, Ezio needs to be here. He basically calls the A team down. So you all get a message just before lunchtime that a very eccentric man is here to see you. As you all arrive, he bows very, very graciously. It is of the greatest and most eloquent pleasure that I meet all of you again, my dear friends, my most honourable. He places a hand on his chest delicately and plays up his position as always. My most honourable Captain Jack Briston von Ross wishes to say that he is so sorry that he's not been able to come down here personally, and to wish you luck and to wish you, of course, a marvellous founding, but he has provided all that he can and some that he shouldn't. He looks particularly at Mordecai when he says that. But
Just give him a wink.
of course, my most glorious, noble, honourable and charitable captain is willing to do anything to better the greater goals of the Imperium as it is, and always should remain. There's a lot more fluffery that goes on, but I can't take any more. As he presents himself and his cargo. So all the items that you ordered beforehand have been made available. He looks at Mordecai and says that he has brought down a variety of different las guns that the rogue trader has access to for your perusal to see which ones you want. He also tells you that the shot cannon is here, and as he says, the items, the servitors lower the boxes in one motion. It is just easily off their shoulder, placed down delicately as their claw comes over and ever so gently hits the catch and opens the crate, presenting the las guns inside. The precision of the servitors, again, if there are any tech priests about, they would be drooling at just the fluid action and motion of the servitors.
Fantastic, thank you. Darius, as you are the reigning expert, I might need your help looking through these.
Right. Okay.
It's for our warden friends.
Alright, I nod my head as I go over to the box of las guns and I'll pick out a few of them.
Oh God, Jesus Christ! Yeah, that was horrible.
Is there any is there specific ones there, or is it just?
There's a quite the variety there. You're a little bit amused that there's a shot las there, the crank ones, the one shot versions. Although it seems to
the
be
fucking las locks.
Yes, the las lock. In fact, actually, it shouldn't be a surprise to you because I think Jenny has a las lock of best quality.
Mm-hmm.
There seems to be another
Best quality one's the one that it's a dynamo motor or something.
Yes, yes. In my world, it makes sense. It's Futurama styled. So yeah, there'd be a Laslock one there. Again, it looks of best quality, but again, a very eccentric choice. There'd be the standard las gun. There would be the shortened assault variant. There are a decent number there.
Carbine and everything else. Okay.
Yeah.
You know las weaponry better than me. I mean, I tend to stick with the blade.
First things first, I'm going through I'm basically picking up one of each, and I'm seeing which one has variable settings, which one doesn't. If they don't have a variable setting, they're being put back in the box.
So the Seneschal would, as you pick them up, he'll give you a bit of data about them, Darius. I imagine with some of them you even add in a bit more data. The important things are the numbers that they can provide. Your standard military variants, they have the most numbers of. The things like the Laslock, the Laslock, they have like 5 best quality ones for trading to nobility and eccentric people.
Okay. All right. All right then. So M36, probably the Mars pattern as well.
The variety that Storm has is also there, which is the. Is it the Stormlight?
Which one?
It's the one that
Stormfront?
has the. It's the one that has the bayonet lug on the front. It comes. Yeah, the Stormfront lasgun.
Oh, the Stormfront.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. I haven't built a melee attachment. I mean, it's basically it's basically an M36 lasgun with the bayonet attachment on it. So, the Lasbur's twin lasgun. What the fuck is that? Tearing, it's a tearing lasgun.
Oh, it's two connected, as far as I'm aware. I think.
Yeah, Lasbur's twin lasgun. That is page 173 of the Inquisitor's Handbook. Hang on, looking it up.
Sorry to kind of drop this on you. It was just kind of a. I want to gear them up, but I have no clue because even in character, I've got no clue about Las. I've never used one.
All right, so 173. The Lasbur's twin lasgun. Old medium. Twin lasguns are a rare sight on the battlefield. First produced millennia ago, their designs are perfected. Okay. It is literally a double barrel lasgun with not even half the magazine capacity. Honestly, Stormfront would be a good reliable option so long as it actually has the variable quality. Or
does.
variable.
Yeah, it does.
Most of them should, to be honest with you. It depends on how you would like the wardens to actually act. I would know as part of a team, having them as all-rounders would be great, which is what the Stormfront would be good for. But if they're going to be support-style characters, the Minerva Las Carbine, while it's more expensive, it gives them that support role a bit more, where they actually can, full auto and provide covering fire.
So I'm just highlighting
Yeah.
them so I can see what the difference is.
They're not going to hit anyway, or very rarely. So, suppress the fire is bad for them, I think.
Then again, if you wanted them to be a bit more heavy support, the Solex pattern one there as well. It's going to be very expensive, and I doubt he has many of them, but they are equivalent of always firing an overload, and then they can be overloaded even further.
Yeah, I guess a couple of the Solex and then the rest Stormfront. So I'm giving them the shot cannon as well for a bit of extra heavy punch, so that they have a bit of a spread. I can't remember how many wild left.
There's only about 20.
We only have 4 named. Yeah, we have 4 named Wild Wardens and 20 mooks essentially.
Yeah,
and those mooks aren't even all former guard. Most of them are former mutants, or just mutants, aren't they?
Yeah, no, there's only 4 former guard left.
4 former guards, right?
Oh,
so
hang on. No. Sorry, some of the skirmishers are former guard, but they're whereas the 4 named ones kind of kept with the ways. The others have kind of degraded, given up, and become like the scum type. Yeah, the it's a bit difficult. There are other guardsmen, but they've let themselves go. They're no longer considered guardsmen, whereas the named ones are still treated as guardsmen.
Right.
So yeah, I'm assuming the shot cannon's going to take 2. It's like a heavy weapons team. Give all 4 of the named ones, the Solex, plus maybe what? Yeah, the Solex, and then the rest of the Stormfronts.
Which book is the Solex from?
Inquisitor
Solex
Handbook.
is Inquisitor's Handbook, page 112.
112, yeah.
Did I close it? I did close it. What the fuck?
I'm just trying to think, because if they're more mutiny, it's probably best to give them something that they can just smack with. But give the ones, give the essentially the command people the bit of the better gear, and then 2 of the gang level ones can have the shotgun as well to give them a bit more heavy firepower.
Hmm.
So essentially, the Stalkers you want to give. So they do actually have las guns already, because you guys did, they did trade a load of las guns off you a while ago.
True. Yeah, if they still have las guns, we don't need to worry about that too much. But giving them an upgrade, or maybe probably mainly given the
Like if you wanted to give
mainly given the name characters an upgrade, I
Yeah.
think would probably be a good idea. Don't think we need to worry too much about the chaff, as most of them probably still have las guns, and we're able to salvage las guns, as well as being able to fall into the roles as melee or ranged or whatever alongside our lads anyway. How's that sound?
Yeah, that
So-
sounds good.
We'll get 4 Solex for the name guys.
Yeah, 4 Solex for the name guys and plenty of ammo packs.
Yeah, let's get some ammo packs.
Especially because those are overcharged, and I'm pretty sure the wild ones kind of used all theirs in the main.
Well, they're ammo
Yeah,
packs.
Solex.
They can just recharge them.
Yeah.
Yeah, Solex actually uses standard ammo packs, but they're because of the way it uses battery or the way it uses charges. Instead of being 60 shots, instead of being 60 shots, it's 18.
Yeah.
And then you can overload it even further, so you can triple that, or so you can double it and then or triple it. And
Oh, you mean the Deathlight? I get you now.
the Deathlight Lasgun or Solex pattern. Yeah.
And then as much ammo as they're willing to give for the storm cannon, shot cannon. Although I feel like they would have brought all the ammo that they were willing to give with it anyway, but I just don't know how much that is.
Yeah. Hell, I might actually take a Solex pattern for myself. They're pretty good. Actually, Eris, Winters, you might want to look into the Solex pattern. They're actually all right.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, that was when I was doing my initial look. That, along with maybe some Hell guns, were like those look decent in my brain, but obviously I don't know las weaponry too well. Awesome. So yeah, 6. I guess 6 death lights then including one for both of you, and a bunch of charge packs.
So that's 250 each for the Deathlights.
So
That's
1,500.
Yep.
And then the shot cannon, which is a naval.
Where was it?
void.
I had it a second ago.
Where is it? I had it. Frontier and the Void.
Naval shot cannon, 700.
Yep.
161 of the Inquisitor's Handbook.
So sure, they can sell you that. He will provide you with 2 full reloads, but you will have to buy other ammo after that, I believe it's 40 in a mag. So that's pretty much all the trading that he had to do with you all. And then he gets rather interested about seeing this this vehicle. So he gets taken down into the garage and is shown the gaudy vehicle. So who has commerce?
That would be me.
Okay, so you get you come along, Liliana, and you're taking the prime role as Ezio is telling the seneschal, no, it's been polished and cleaned every inch, and he's very, very interested. As he comes into the garage and sees the hood ornament with displayed legs up in the air and the woman doing devilish things to her lady parts, the look on his face just turns from like a very, very interested and yes, okay, this could be interesting, could be, to just disgusted, like, what the fuck are you showing me?
No.
I mean,
so Liliana, do you want to try and have you got a salesman pitch that you want to throw my way, or we just gonna go into the what roles?
I mean, he is a man of taste and character, and he knows that this is very good. Not only that, he has access to what he will need to make it, acceptable and better. So roll commerce.
Okay.
I'm actually surprised you didn't take the hood ornament.
So you've got a -10 to your commerce roll. This is because he does. Yep. This is not something they would use. He immediately, upon being shown the vehicle, a hood comes up, so on and so forth, he offers you 20.
What was the price for this car again?
50.
Hang on, why isn't Eris here? What the fuck? Sorry, not Eris. Winters.
Oh, you have 3 pips in commerce. I only have 2. Winters is currently down in the Medicaid bed, isn't she?
Yes.
Oh damn it, that's right. Hang on, we'll get her over the Vox real quick.
I mean, if he offers me 20, that's 30 under the value of. Plus, he has access. Actually, I don't have insight in this. What was it? Is it in inquiry to basically get a feel of the guy? I forgot the thing to roll for this.
So if you want to know if he's telling you the truth, it's
more. It's not the truth. I want to see if he's trying to
scrutiny,
not swindle me, but trying to just chuck the price way down so he can buy it cheap and then fix it. Because come on,
it'd be scrutiny.
Scrutiny. Fellowship.
Yes.
Fuck!
You okay?
Which one of the pooches did something bad?
Did not sound good.
Do you prefer scrutiny, fellowship, or perception?
Either.
Either? Okay. I'll go for fellowship then, because I have fellowship, but I have more fellowship than perception, so. Oh! It would be 5 degrees of success.
He's definitely lowballing you. But at the same time, you don't really know how much work it would take to replace all the gaudy stuff with non-gaudy stuff. It's not really an area that you're massively
Uh,
a part of.
hmm.
You know that fine things cost a lot of money. You know that because of your own personal lifestyle. You've always spent more when able to have better quality. You at least know from looking around the vehicle that there are a number of integral parts to the car. Like there's so inside there'll be a wooden like when you open up an old Jag and the inside is lined with wood. Well, this isn't just inlined with wood. It's not just wood paneling. All that wood paneling has then been painstakingly carven into a massive orgy scene, to replace that with equivalent, a piece of wood that had been carved with, imperial saints or some shit. You imagine that's going to be very, very, very expensive. So he is lowballing you, but you miss some of the other essentials to know if he's taking the piss or if it's reasonable lowball, if you know what I mean. You don't know if you should be offended or not. That's probably a better way of being put.
I'm going to try to sell him by at least 5k over the base price still. Otherwise, I'll just try to wiggle the way down to the base price. Because again, I know this is going to be a lot of work, but I'm not only trying to make money, I also know that he has access to stuff that can fix the car. So, do I roll colors with -10 still?
Yep.
Ooh, holy shit! 6 degrees.
Okay, so as you mull over the argument, you hold it without giving away anything too much. You go over that. Yeah, of course, you need to remove these parts, and then you kind of play into the seneschal himself. But someone who works for such an honourable and noble and well-connected captain such as yourself, surely he has, and you play into that a little bit more than what you might normally do with someone. But it seems to just hit the right notes with him. Not inflating his own ego, but wafting hot air up the arse of his captain does seem to hit the right notes with this individual. With 6 degrees of success, he mulls over what you've said, and it almost looks as if he's doing mental maths within his head to figure out, what is the bottom line, what could we go for. He ups his price by 8,000. So 28 is his new final offer. Well, his new offer.
He's offering 28.
Yes.
What do you guys think?
If you do want to push for more, there is a -10 each time to try and get more out of him. There is also still the -10 from before. So if you want to go for higher, it's a -20, but more risk, more reward.
Honestly, I'm leaving it up to you, but I think 28 is a decent amount.
I mean, he originally offered 20, so it's 8 more than.
Yeah, going up that much is quite a lot.
I don't want 30, but okay. Most people are okay with this price. Getty, Winters, you guys okay with this price? I'll sell it to him.
Okay, so he seems
I did not realize
really
I was still muted.
pleased.
Yeah, I'm good.
He seems
Kind of wanted
incredibly
the 30,
pleased.
but the 28 is good.
As he shakes, does, you know,
I don't know how much a sex car goes for, so to be quite honest with you, and I just kind of want it out of the garage.
I mean, the base price of the car is 50, and unless we're selling to someone who likes this kind of shit, which would be hard to find, yeah, it's gonna need a lot
I'm
of
pretty
work.
damn sure the Seneschal's actually into it.
Maybe.
no. The look of disgust is just no. He doesn't like
He knows someone he can sell it to.
possible.
You know what? If he knows someone he can sell it to, and then pin it that they're fucking Slaneshi cultists, and we'll go in there and take care of them, and then take the car back so we can sell it again. Sure.
Works for
There
me.
you go.
Evil bastards. So he agrees on the deal for the car. He informs you all that, you know, by tomorrow it'll be out of here. He'll send a crew to come by and pick it up. He also tells you, you know, items of this quality. You know, he's always interested to help his captains, you know, reputation, but keep in mind, he doesn't want to ruin his captain's reputation with, you know, too much degeneracy.
Understandable. Why do you think I want this out of the garage?
I mean, what if he wants to shock his guests? Look what these savages did to a car of this stature.
Terrible.
Anyway. What's this about grenades?
So, Mordecai.
You can get me grenades.
Yeah, Mordecai. There are 5 photon flash grenades. Obviously, need to deduct the money for all of these items, but yeah, you've got those planned up for you.
I give 1 to each of my allies, minus the thought. Can't remember her name. I am keeping track of everything. So it was 2 spare clips for the shot cannon.
I'm gonna add the money to the Ravenford.
Yeah, that's fine. And I'll buy. What was it? 4 times 3, so 12 las packs as well. So 3 for each of the main Wild Wardens, so they can have nice fresh las packs for their hungry guns. And I am keeping track of, as I say, so that I can total up the total cost for myself.
Sure.
Okay.
God damn it, where's this fucking shot cannon? God, I keep going past.
Shot cannon is, hang on, 161? Was it?
I think so, something like that.
Naval shot cannon, 121.
121.
Unfireable unless braced.
This is why you put
Heavy.
in a team.
40 meters. Single shot or 3 round fucking burst. 2d10 plus 4 impact. 24 clip capacity. 2 round reload. Or 2 full reload.
Was it only 24?
Scatter. Unreliable.
Was it only 24?
Yeah.
Oh, whoops. There's still 3 clips.
Yeah, three. Yeah, it was 1 plus 2 extra is plenty.
This is a very heavy shotgun.
Yep.
It does 2d10 plus 4 damage and more in close combat. Or in fucking short range and point blank range. Even more in point blank range.
Yep.
So basically, it's an opposable cannon with canister.
It's basically the ideal weapon for when shit really hits the fan. They're only getting 1 of them. Like, I just needed something that could do a lot of damage if needed. Always want to have a shot cannon in your pocket.
Mm.
Mount this thing.
It's carryable. It's a carryable weapon. That's
Yeah.
why we need 2 of them for to make it into a heavy weapon team, basically.
Yeah.
I'll put it on the back of the truck.
We could tie it to the back of the truck. No, it's always braced.
I mean, the point was to give their backup teams a bit of extra punch, not necessarily a truck running around. So we got man portable punch.
Fair enough.
I mean, it's a good idea. It just wasn't the reason. Sorry.
They don't have a spare one to put in the gun cutter.
No, he wouldn't give me another.
Sadness. Nice sadness.
You have 2 heavy bolters on the. You have 4 heavy bolters on your gun cutter. That have a range
Yes,
of
but
like
not a bloody
150.
cannon.
Oh, true. No cannon.
Yeah, but you wouldn't have let me take the auto cannon.
Yes, I mean, like, it's the difference between a Napoleonic cannon in it and a bloody Gatling gun. It's explosive round. Sure, the Gatling gun is more effective, but it's a cannon.
We can get a Gatling cannon if you like. It's in there.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Well,
auto cannon.
hang on, what was it?
Auto cannon.
Don't do that. Don't give him any ideas.
There's plenty of ideas.
The hell is it? A volcano auto pistol.
That sounds fucking terrifying, and I want one.
It's a
Pistol,
it's-
30 meter,
I think-
single shot.
I
Two
think
burst.
it's a
Oh,
isn't that the melted one?
automatically best quality. May also be sanctified when purchased.
I know this is I know this is probably a no, but he wouldn't have any Damascus kind blades, right?
No.
Oh god.
No.
Right.
Kelatine blades.
Hold on.
So yeah, as the rogue trader Seneschal does his concludes his business, rather I should say, with the group, he does inform you that of course you could always message and more supplies can be sent down. Although the planetary border force, I guess we'll call them the goddamn it, I had the word and it left me. No, the word's just gone for me. Who deals with when you bring goods into a country? It's the
Yeah, border security, kind of.
yeah. So we'll go with
Or
that.
authority.
You mean customs?
Customs, that's the one. So
Yeah.
the customs authorities have taken note that the rogue trader is making a number of deliveries to the world, but it doesn't seem to be anything too worrisome.
He's a
at the
fucking
moment.
rogue trader. What else do you expect?
Well, he's also doing things on his own side. That's why you guys were meant to have to be careful with who you order from. It's just the Seneschals come down, so he can give you a bit more information rather than just like the captain who came down last time or the crew rating. They are noticing, but you guys have been good with ordering stuff, so you've done well.
Yeah, and I'm also going to give the Seneschal like for the items I bought, like 10% over the price as both a thank you and a keep an eye out for those things if they do appear in the future. Obviously, they won't appear at the moment, but far in the future.
part of him doesn't want to take it because it's, but part of him's like, no, this is money, we should take it. No, he accepts. He's done far too many good things for your team. He graciously accepts and says this will be a tremendous help, as in, you know, keeping nosy port authorities silent.
Yeah, it's also for the trouble of constantly coming down to us. So yeah, did have multiple reasons.
Sure, that is good. That basically concludes the lunchtime affairs. So as you all go back to your day jobs, your duties, we'll wait for the tech priests. They're still drawing up designs and doing nonsense. Is there any roleplay aspects or things you want to do with your second day? Or can we go into the evening time where you can do your roles before we move on to the third day?
Let me just double check my plan real quick.
I'd like to either approach. Well, it would be either one of the tech priests or Darius about inscribing, like, or etching a name into a weapon. More one of the tech priests thing.
I would recommend a tech priest.
I want it to look good.
Etch. Yeah, I had one of them etch a name into the bolt pistol, if you remember.
So
Yes.
pretty much anyone can do that. Any of the tech priests can do that for you. Winters will be back on her feet now, like she'll be going through the rehabilitation process, using the new blessing, making sure that it functions properly, things like that. If you want to ask Winters, or you can ask one of the other tech priests, although the other tech priests do seem to be busily designing and fabricating a dozer blade at the moment.
Yeah, so I go to Whispers. Winters. Whispers.
Hey.
Taking my headset is fucking up at the moment. Sorry. I take a quite fine looking and ask if he can come and assist me.
You're breaking up really badly on my end. I can't understand a single word you're saying.
Hopefully better now.
Slightly.
My headset does this sometimes. I'm sorry.
Yeah, alright.
But yeah, basically, I'd approach you and ask for you to follow me. I hold quite a nice looking box.
Mines for a minefield, Avi?
And then when we're alone, I'd open it up and show you the Belasco, I think they pistols. Just checking the name. Yeah, the Belasco dueling pistols.
What craftsmanship are they?
I think they're best,
I believe so, yes.
but yes, because they're very fine, like almost useless though pistols. And I'd ask if you were familiar with engraving. Well,
You will see
decoration.
Winters. You will see Winters struggle quite hard not to start drooling.
Just are these the ones from Hoffer's
Yes.
estate? So
Oh, never mind then.
yeah, these are the sexy dueling pistols. These are the ones with like ladies in the wooden grip.
Are you sure you want to do this to these ones and not just, get new grips or something?
I mean, that was going to be part of what I asked. if you could maybe cover up or the more ostentatious obscene bits and engrave a name for me when it is done.
I can give it a go, yes.
He looks around kind of sheepishly to make sure no one else is listening, and just said, could you engrave the name Amy on them?
Yes, I can do that. I can do that.
At least now you see why I want to cover it up or replace the current decorations as well. Thank you. And I hand the box to you. Go. Please don't steal them. I mean, I know it's odd because we stole them, but anyway. And he turns instantly, turns on his heels and walks away rather quickly.
So Winters, as he turns around, I like to think that you uncoil your Mordecai Mechadendrite and just use the scanning apparatus to read his stats. You're like, huh, heart rate increased, blood pressure increased. Interesting.
Me sweet.
You cut off, Jim.
Oh god.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and do that to the best of my ability.
Sure. So it shouldn't. So the more, if you want to make the grips really, really, really fancy, it's not going to affect the quality of the gun because it's made out of best craftsmanship parts. The grip isn't going to matter that much. But if you want to make it really, really fancy, the grip, and do all designs and stuff in it, it's a -10 per degree of betterness. So from common is flat, +10 is good. Sorry, -10 is good, -20 is best quality. And that's also with the engraving as well. Basically, it's tech use or armorer or techno, whatever it is. What I told Jim about that Technomat. That's one. So yeah, it's up to you, Winters, how good of a job you want to do.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't need to be. I would like it fancy, but the main bit is covering up what's existing there, and preferably making it as fancy as possible. It's a gift. It's meant to be good looking.
You can get a +10 if you want to dedicate an additional hour to the job.
I will most definitely do that because I want to make sure this is good. I would like to. I think the best way of making it look less depraved would be to just replace the grips entirely. Just use new materials.
Sure, you can do that.
And then I'm just going to work from there and make it look very fancy, very nice. And I mean, I would like to have it so that it looks like there's a small nameplate along the grip where I can then engrave the name.
Yeah, sure, by all means, if that's how you want it to kind of be designed, so that the grip is designed so it looks like it has the nameplate on it, and then apply it to there. By all means.
I'm going to use tech use for this because I do have armor, but my tech use is just better.
I mean, to be honest with you, they're all the same. in as long as you have the skill. I don't care which one you use, unless it's really, really specific. And this is a grip, so meh.
So, taking my time, I'm using thingy. So, I think that's a plus 20 roll then? Or was there a negative?
No, if you want it just as a standard grip, it'll be flat. If you want to make a good grip, it'll be a -10. If you want to make a best quality grip, and all the carving and everything, then it's a -20. So if you want to do a good one, with taking an extra hour, it would be flat. If you want to make a best quality one with the extra hour, it'd be a -10.
Let's go for the full thing. I do have the combi tool from the Omniscient Axe. I still lug around.
You have an Omniscient Axe?
Yeah, I borrowed it from the Inquisitor and just didn't give it back.
He has taken note of that, but he's things have been going on.
If he needs it, he could just ask me and I'll give it back.
I think you back my armor, you bastard.
because it's more you're not doing anything to the gun itself. There won't be a bonus for the Omnisize Axe. If you were modifying the weapon itself, I'd give you a +5. Because it's just a grip, it won't assist you there.
It's because the reason I bring it up is because combi tool gives +10 to tech use.
Oh, I see where you're going with this. Yeah, no, that won't fly.
Yeah.
Not for an armorer modification test. But at the same time, if you do fail this winters, you can literally just roll again. Because you've got 5 hours in the evening, which is like your personal time that you can do whatever you want with. Each roll will take you an hour, so if you dedicate 2 hours to each one, you can still roll it twice in a day.
Yeah, that sounds good. I like that. Yeah, I'm gonna do that for a best quality grip. And it's fine.
So with like 5 degrees of success, you really dedicate some time to doing this. You haven't, really done anything like this in a while, and it kind of re-inspires the craftsmanship side of the artisan within you to make something that actually looks. It's not just functional and working, and it actually looks like part of the gun. You spend some extra time going around and removing any sexually explicit parts. Like you notice that around some of the although it's a las gun, like where the special ammunition packs for it go in, you notice that there was like a phallic-like design, and you're just like, the Omnisire does not approve. Buff that out of the metal and maybe make it look like something it's something else. Yeah, after 2 hours, you sit back after wiping over the surface with some protective oils and unguents, and you're very pleased with what you have achieved. Maybe a little. You're almost like looking at your own private stash, like, oh, did I just misplace this? Oh no, I did promise not to.
Apparently, my Discord decided to die for a minute.
As it likes to do. So you have completed your task, Winters. Was there another weapon you wanted to do a quick modification on? Were you happy to put down your tools for one evening?
I think it's fine for now, unless someone has anything specific in mind.
No, that's fine, because we still have another 3 days for you to do any other modifications. This was just one that Mordecai came and asked for you to do personally. So what we'll probably say is,
I do have some time left. I would like to look into making a proper holster for them as well. If it doesn't work out, it just doesn't work out. But if I have the time, I may as well.
okay. So do you want to make a concealed holster or an actual dueling? Well, actually, where it was in a brace, like when you open up the case for it, you take like the lining out of the case. I imagine there are probably some dueling harnesses in there for those individuals that want to, hands off the gun before you start. You literally have to draw and fire. But they're not very practical. But you wouldn't be able to keep the gun in there and walk around with it because they're just too loose a fit. So if you wanted to make a proper holster that is usable, you could easily do that. I wouldn't even ask a roll off you. It will just take you an hour or two. If you want to do a concealed holster, that would be more difficult, especially given the size. Dueling pistols are overly large as it is.
I think a regular holster is fine.
Okay. Did you want it just completely like a common holster? Or did you want to make it like a good quality holster?
I would aim for good, because it has to at least somewhat match the gun. It doesn't have to be quite the same level, but it should be somewhat nice.
So give me a tech use armorer or the other one test with a +10 if you're making a good quality one. So yeah, it takes you an hour. Did you? Okay, no, it takes you 2 hours. No, sorry. Yeah, it takes you an hour. But you make a good quality holster that holds the gun in the right position and to the right. You can move around and it doesn't flap around all over the place. Yeah, you are quite. So a double holster because it is a brace. So you've done this to 2 guns and you made two holsters. Technically.
I am very happy with that. I will then put them back in the box, including the holster, and discreetly return them to Mordecai.
Sure. So it's probably gotten quite late at this point. So you would quite easily be able to call up a servitor to just leave it by his door. So in the morning he can discover it like a child on Christmas. Or Emperor's Day. Mordecai, did you want to do a roll?
Sanguala.
Did you want to do a roll this evening?
Think about it. I would want to do some looking up in the dirty book, in the ritual book. But to do that, I would get Liliana in and scribe the wards on my floor, like the general ones that I read about. So probably do the general warding today and get Liliana to help me with that. So unless that needs a roll.
Okay, that will need a roll.
Okay, yep.
Just Liliana, would you be willing? If you want to RP it, sure. I just want to do it for the roll. Would you be willing to assist Mordecai with warding his room
and stuff like that? Sure.
Okay.
I do have forbidden lore demonology too, so would that give him a bonus?
Yeah. So, Mordecai, can you give me a demonology roll? It would have been flat. This time it's with a +10 because you're being assisted. You can take an extra hour. You can take an extra hour to get another +10.
Yeah, I'd take the extra time.
Okay, so +20. It will take you 2 hours. So let's see how well you do.
Should hopefully do pretty well.
Okay, with 8 degrees of success. It takes a long time. It's the first time you two have ever done something like this, as far as I'm aware. And it's a new technique, so every now and then you're maybe you're messing up with how a rune is meant to look and you're going back and redoing it. I will point out you are using your own blood for this. Probably should have pointed out this kind of, you know, ingredients.
This is for him studying the book.
So you're using your blood as the medium to connect your powers to give the runes more strength in order to. There probably should be some other ingredients that are needed for this kind of thing, but where you're essentially trying to block off this room, you're trying to make it protected and warded, you're using more generalized ones. You know, it's not, you don't know the name of the minor demon entity in the book. You just know that you need to protect this room. So yeah, your own blood is not it's not like best quality materials. You're basically going with common quality materials, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
but you
I
have
can't
done
get
it.
the best quality. I tried to get the
at
best
least.
quality.
Yeah, that'd be like saint's blood that's been blessed, and you know, or it'd be a very rare
Holy
material.
soul.
Yeah,
Where's the system of battle when we need it?
Look,
It's-
I tried. The Seneschal said no. So
it's these kind of things that the
Wait,
Imperial
what did you try and get?
finds holy. Well, no, that was the null. That was the null circuitry that they just don't have access to.
Oh, okay.
oh, yeah.
Fucking hell.
But
Oh yeah,
for one
No.
of your items anyway.
yes.
So yeah, with your 2 hours, your room is now fucked, kind of, because all over the walls it looks like a madman's been there, like drawing on the walls. But you have all the all the way around the room. It looks very fucking strange and mentalistic, but your room is now warded.
Awesome.
How are we
I
doing
looked-
for time?
Probably should be calling it
Ooh,
soon. To
fucking hell.
be fair.
Yeah.
I'm good.
It was about perfect. It was about perfect. So, as we finish off the second day, you've got your room warded. So tomorrow you can fuck around with the other book a little bit more freely.
Just before we go, I'd take Liliana outside after this is done and say we should go tell Darius, so that if things do happen, and because I want him to be nearby, he doesn't freak out that there's blood all over my walls.
Yeah, that might be a good idea. Entering a room, the way it looks right now, it's yeah.
Yeah. So I essentially write a note on my door saying no entry and go find Darius. And Darius, you know how you said I could prepare some stuff? Yeah, you should just come and look. 'Cause please. Liliana was with me. It's fine. We did nothing that I said I wouldn't do.
I'm trying to think of the mental state right now, especially with what I was thinking he was going to be doing, but whatever you've done so far, I trust it's in good faith. At the moment, I'm trying to find something. So,
That's okay. And I just make sure if this is, I mean, this is in the evening, so you're probably in your room. I just kind of close the door quickly and mention to you, there's blood all over my wall. Don't freak out. And then walk out.
little concerned. Maybe it takes a moment or two to actually fucking register what you kind of said.
I imagine Liliana just pops her head in at this moment. Just, nah, it's fine.
I assume Liliana was there with me. I was just dragging her along by her ear.
That's pretty much what I would be saying. It's cool, man. It's fine.
And he was probably noticing that Darius was a bit distracted, then send him like a private message on the pads. I can't remember what they're called. The data pads, being like,
Data slate?
Yeah, data slate, thank you. Noticed you were a bit distracted. If you need anything or need to talk, just say. And then leave it at that.
Okay.
Go have a sleep in my nightmare murder room.
That's a bit distressing, but okay. I can't be good for your mental state.
It's fine for his mental state. He's
The
a psycho.
funny thing
He
is,
knows it will
it's probably
help.
actually better for you.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
it's gonna like keep everything out.
Exactly.
Mordecai wakes up the next morning like, fucking hell, I should have done this years ago. Oh, you can sleep without having
First time
fucked
I've
up
had a good night's
dreams?
sleep.
Holy shit.
It only takes 2 pints of my blood every day.
Past sleep
Jesus
in years.
Christ!
Wow.
Like, notices some of the runes have all burned off. Like, oh, I need to replace them, I guess.
That's
But
fine.
with that, it seems it's the end of our episode. So next time we will start on day 3, and we will edge ever closer to the founding and getting the rest of our preparations done. So I think the group have made quite a nice little start on their planning stages. And yeah, things are coming together. So hopefully, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's probably going to be another episode of planning, and then hopefully in only 2 more episodes after the next one, that's a better way of saying it, we will have more glorious action and combat and death. Much death. So yeah, hopefully you're all looking forward to that to come. Thank you all so much for watching, liking, commenting, and subscribing. Take care, everyone, and as always, bye-bye for now.
Bye.
See ya.